Today is Wednesday, March 11th. Thank you for joining me from my Facebook Live. I'm happy you're all here. And if you're joining us, make sure you come on and say hi. I'm not finding it on my laptop. Let's see where we are. There we go. Anyway, good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day here in Texas. Our storm last night was loud and scary and couldn't go to sleep, but it's all sunshiny and birds singing this morning. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. I thought I'd get all of this information out to you so you know what's going on with Stampin' Up! And my card classes. And then we're going to make 3 pretty cards today using Inspiring Imperfections. But let me tell y'all about this virtual album retreat. It starts April 29th. It goes through May 1st from 2 to 9 p.m. End times may vary. It is a scrapbooking retreat. I guess you can't see the pictures down here, can you? It's a virtual scrapbook retreat. So during this 3-day virtual event, you'll create 10 scrapbook spreads, craft with a community that loves memory keeping, learn new techniques, and interact on a personal level with fellow crafters and Stampin' Up! Staff. When you purchase this kit, 168051, it's $250 US. You'll get access to the virtual album retreat event and a link to the exclusive Facebook group where the event is held. You can start ordering this on March 18th, so in a week you can start ordering this. It's called Retreat Happiness. No, Happiness is Here kit. I'm sorry, I can't read right. But yeah, the virtual album retreat is called Happiness is Here kit. So there is that info. And then the new product of the month for March is a Darling stamp set, Notes of Spring with deer, duck, bunny, and greenery. You spend $75 and you can add on the $5 product of the month. You can get this whole stamp set for only $5, and it's got the 2-step stamping with it. This paper is still available, Painted Illusions, and I got mine in yesterday, so I thought I'd share it with you. I had to order a lot of cardstock for my upcoming classes, and so I was able to add on, and adhesive. So I was able to add on the paper, and I have to share it with you because it's so pretty. So it's got 2 each of double-sided design, actually 3 each, sorry, of double-sided designs. We've got this beautiful pink here, and cool lines. And then the greens and blues, there's 3 of these. And the back side is mermaid scales or fish scales in pinks and blues. And then we've got, I'm not sure what that design is called, but it's pretty in the green, bluish green. And these designs and these cool waves. And look at how pretty that blue is. So I will be making some cards with that coming up, but I just wanted to share that with you so you could get a peek of what it looks like. I mean, you see it here, but I think it's better to see the whole thing. And then I've got a packet of these. I think I got 12 for like $12. They were like $1 each on Amazon, that I put my stuff in because the corners were getting jagged in my little holder. And then I've got a label maker that I kind of am obsessed with labeling things, so I label everything. And some of my ink pads were getting where it was hard to read, like the really light colored ones, so I got out my label maker and made labels for them. I'm obsessed with labels. Oh, anyway, the other product of the month is still available. Fabulous Sayings stamp set and the True Blue Florals is still available. You can only get 1 each product of the month, but there's no limit to, like, if you buy 1, you can get the next month's. Yeah, So there is that. Paper pumpkin, the price increased today, so it is $29 per kit each month, or you can get the 3 months at a discounted. You save money by prepaying 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. But let me show you all the upcoming paper pumpkins. So for April, it is called Lakeside Retreat, and it's gorgeous, like watercolor, waterside scenes, really pretty. So there's 9 cards, 3 of each. And then May, so sign up today through April 10th to get that. May is Sparkling Celebrations, bold celebratory cards for invitations, graduations, congratulations, special cards, 9 cards, 3 of each. And then June is Bikes and Blooms, 9 cards, 3 of each, and then you can add on the dies, which are the Beautiful Blooms dies. So it's got this little sign here and some flowers and butterflies, fireworks, and I think that word is wonderful. Really cute paper pumpkin stuff. And then moving on, I told y'all already, but just in case you haven't heard, Stampin' Up! Will be converting to new magnetic ink pads, similar to the Close to My Heart ink pads previously they had. And they're magnetic and they're felt, and the brand new in colors coming in May are right here, and they will be available. You can buy each pad for $14 or all 5 of them for $63. And it's Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue. These 5 will be available May in the new catalog, and then Stampin' Up! Will be having a color revamp in 2027. Okay, my card class that I've got, tomorrow is the last day to sign up for that. We're going to be making all occasion cards. So we've got a thank you and a hello, you make me smile, to a fabulous friend. So we're making all of these cards, and it is 4 cards for $20, or you can make 20 cards for $38, or only $18 with a $35 order. You bring your own adhesive, and we make cards and have snacks and visit, have a good time. And then my evening card class is that's Friday, March 20th, 10 a.m., a week from this Friday. So sign up by tomorrow if you want that, either one of those. And then the evening card class is 4 cards for $20. It's March 26th at 6 p.m. at my house. You can get any of these to go. My classes are listed on my Facebook page. Just scroll down so you can see the links, or if you're on my email, you can get the links. If you're on my newsletter email sign up list, I'll send you get the links on there to sign up for the classes. So there are 2 new kits out. The new online exclusives are out. And my YouTube channel is at Carrie Ritchie Stampin' Up, and you can see past videos. The mini catalog will be ending. May 4th is the last day for that, and the annual catalog May 4th also. So this is the stamp set we're using today. I'll go ahead and show you while I've got this catalog here. It's the Kintsugi Inspirations Sweet Collection, and we're using Inspiring Imperfections stamps and dies, and the embossing folder is a joined together 3D embossing folder. There's some pretty flower accents, and then of course the fabulous gold foil Kintsugi Inspiration specialty paper. So that's what we're going to be using today. I wanted to show you, I was trying out some cards, and sometimes they're just flukes, right? Sometimes they don't turn out. So I was trying watercoloring, and that one is okay. I stamped with Coneflower Celebrations, and then I tried it on watercolor paper, and I think it looks better, but I don't know if my ink pad was a little dry when I stamped in the StazOn. You use StazOn with watercolor, but it kind of tore the watercolor paper a little bit. But yeah, sometimes you just get flukes, so I thought I'd share the flukes with you. And this one, I really wanted this to turn out, and I don't know, it didn't turn out as cute as I had hoped. But I was trying some new watercolor techniques where you scribble on a piece of vellum with your Stampin' Blends, and then you spritz it with alcohol. I have these Stampin' Up! Spritzers that you can put alcohol or water in, and I just spritzed it, and it kind of blended a little bit, but I don't know. And then I ended up putting one of our adhesive sheets on the back of it and attached it to white cardstock so it would show white through, and then just stamped happy birthday with one of our fabulous saying stamps and added some retired gems on there. So yeah, sometimes they don't always turn out like you like. This is a new stamp that I got in Lasting Linen. I thought I'd share this one. It's $23. I've started labeling all my stamps because when I'm flipping through them on my table, I can't like see this. So I made a new label up there and I put the price on it so I remember what's what. So I put them on my Stampin' Positioning tool and stamped this one in Crumb Cake. And these two were in Smoky Slate. And I just think it makes a really good background stamp. I kind of want to do it with the Flower Fairs stamp. Stamp this first and then the Flower Fairs and see if it looks like I'm stamping on fabric. But these were the cards we made last week, the Flowers Fair stamp set with the happy birthday and the consider yourself hugged and the thank you. I'm kind of in love with the set and have been playing with it as I watch TV. Let me announce the winner of these cards. Everyone that commented last week got entered into, if you shared the video, you got 2 entries, and Miss Debbie Tweedy won these cards. So thank you for commenting and sharing the video, ladies. And I will get these in the mail to you, Miss Debbie. So congratulations on that. But these will be similar to the cards that we're making at my Thursday night class. So this one was colored with watercolor pencils and a blender pen. And then these were colored with blends, and then just as the background. Okay, so I've had a lot of fun playing with them. So these are ones I sit and while I'm, I feel guilty watching TV sometimes, but I just need a chill moment. So I stamped a whole bunch of these and I just sat and colored while I watched TV. So these were done with watercolor pencils. Just colored in, and then you take your blender brush and blend it all in. And then these were colored with blends. I'm just really having fun with this. So yeah, shows that I'm, don't have to watch very diligently. I can color and watch at the same time. Now, if it was like the Lincoln Lawyer with Mickey Haller on it, he is pretty and he needs my attention. So I don't color while I'm watching him. He's pretty. Anyway, this was fun. I was just trying out different color combinations. I think those are kind of dark. That's not my favorite. I kind of like the shades of pinks and greens and blues in that one. Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with these, just coloring, having a good time. I love to color. I've always loved to color though, so there is that. Now I'm going to show you some of the cards I've made with this stamp set in the past, but this is what we're using today. Inspiring Imperfections. You can get the die bundle for $42.25. The number is 165167. Good morning, Cindy. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And then we're also using the Join Together embossing folder. It's a 3D. And we're also using Inspiring Imperfections Designer Series paper, which has got the gold foil. It's so pretty. So here's some cards that I've made in the in the past. And I thought I'd just share some of these because that's kind of a fun fold. I think I did a set of these 3 fun folds in one of my Facebook Lives. I guess that's not a fun fold, is it? I don't know where the other one went. I think there were 3. I just love the different color combinations. I prefer the bright colors like that, but the Designer Series paper has got more like subtle colors with it. So I love inking the edges. We're going to do that on a couple of the pieces today. And there is that pretty embossing folder. And this was using the stamps with the Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. I love those papers together. And then you can also use the embossing folder to emboss your envelope flap. So let's get started. We've got all our pieces here. So I've got a piece of basic white cut 5.5 by 8.5. And we'll just fold it in half. And then I've cut a piece of the Kintsugi Inspirations Designer Series paper. And we'll go ahead and adhere this. I think it goes on a little easier if you have the silicone mat underneath it. And just put this on here. Oh, that's kind of crooked. That's going to bug me. I'm sorry. I'm going to pull out my trimmer here and trim this because it's kind of crooked. All right. This is the cutter. Well, that didn't work. How about a new piece of paper? How about that? Let's just cut a new one. It's all fraying. I'm not sure. Maybe it's time for a new blade. Oh, much better. Very smooth. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Whoops, that wasn't smart. I stuck it on there. Of course, all the boo-boos happen mostly when I'm on live, right? Okay, let's try this again. So put that on there, and then I've die cut a piece of Misty Moonlight with they're on the last chance list, but they are still available. The textured notes dies. I love these. I'm sad they're retiring, but I die cut that, and we're gonna stick this on our card. I put some mini dimensionals on here. If I can get them off. And we're just going to put this in the center. And then I've die cut these out of the Designer Series paper that's so pretty. The dies cut the stamped images or the some images in the paper. I like when they have that double. So we're going to put our flower on and our little bowl or cup. And then we're going to stamp this in Misty Moonlight with There is Beauty in Your History. Remember, you want to tap it lightly. Don't mush it in there or you'll get ink. Kind of like me, all over the edges. So just tap it lightly. Oh, that didn't work. Wow, I just stuck my fingers in it. Okay, let's get a new one of these. I've got all my labels here. That's another thing I do when I'm watching TV. I just die cut labels to have on hand because we always need a label. Hopefully all that ink is off my fingers now. Let's try this again. There is Beauty in Your History. Okay, so we're done with the Misty Moonlight. And we're gonna put adhesive on this part because it's gonna overlap, and then we'll put a mini dimensional right here because it will need to be popped up. So, well, everything's sticking. There is Beauty in Your History. And then we're going to add some iridescent pearl basic jewels. Another Cindy. Good morning, Cindy Dotson. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. So you can use your take your pick tool. I've got an old piercer. I just like to keep that handy. It's just real easy to grab. And we're going to add some of these. They're so pretty. They're called Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels. And I'm just going to add some of these to the card front. A little bit of bling. There is beauty in your history. There's lots of people I could send that to. So a really fast card, just super easy. And moving on to some of my favorite colors. I've got Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. I love these two colors, especially together. It's almost like a lighter shade of that. They just coordinate so well. So the base is going to be 5.5 by 8.5. Fold this in half, and then I've cut a piece. It's a different pink than what we had on the other one. So this one's got like a flower design, and this one's got like a different, bigger flower design, but it's still that petal pink. So we'll adhere this. And I cut this one with just barely an edge around there. So it is cut 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then the Pretty Peacock is cut 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I put it in the embossing folder, and then added some mini dimensionals. Actually, these are the edges. I cut the, you see, I cut the edges because there's no sense wasting any of the adhesive. Mini dimensional, the edges. Oopsies. Okay, so we got all of those, and we're just gonna center this on the front. And then the other paper that we used, I went ahead and die cut the label and stamped it in Pretty Peacock, the thanks. So it's a different paper, but it's the same color. So we'll just put this on here towards the bottom. And then I die cut one of the vases. Put mini dimensionals on there. And the gold flower jewels that go with this set, I only have like one left, so I used different things. This time I used the iridescent foil gems, and I'm almost out of them too. But we're just gonna take and add a few jewels here just to add some gold sparkle. I don't know if you can see, it's all glittery. I need to order some more of these. They're pretty. One left. So that's card number 2, and then card number 3. And I have a feeling the set is going to retire because it's in the old case. It is photopolymer, so it may carry over into a new case. I'm not sure. But it's just got gorgeous stamps and dies in it. It's got the thanks for helping me through this difficult time. You inspire me. There's beauty in your history. I know you'll get through this and be stronger for it. I'm here for you. I didn't show y'all the thanks. When I did that one, you could cut it apart if you want to, but I didn't want to. I just took, and we'll pretend like this is, well, let me show y'all in a second. The vase, some gold leafing, flowers, and the bowl. And then these, cut out all of these images and some extra. So what I did, pretend like that's the right side. I just inked up, I'm gonna do it off camera, aren't I? Let's see if I can do this here. Just inked up like that. Made sure there wasn't any on the lower words. And stamped thanks. Oh, that wasn't very centered, but you get an idea. That's kind of what it's like. Okay, and then moving on to the last one, we've got Petal Pink cardstock. and a piece of the gorgeous paper. And then I've stamped already and die cut those vases and this flower, and then a label, and I stamped it in petal pink. I know you'll get through this and be stronger for it. So we'll fold this 5.5 by 8.5. Where do you get the case you store labels? Probably at Bass Pro, because Bass Pro Shops, it's a tackle box. Yeah, national headquarters, Springfield, Missouri. My sister works at Bass Pro part-time. So I don't know if I got it from her or if I bought it years ago. I don't know. I found it in my stuff and went, oh my gosh, I need this. I really need this. It had rocks in it when my kids collected rocks over the years. So I took all the rocks out and put them in a pretty jar, and they were, you know, the kind that you get at tourist shops, plus the kind you find in the backyard. Or my kids would go to church and they'd have rocks out and they'd stick them in their pockets, and I'm like, no, you can't steal the church's rocks. But anyway, yeah, I love having all these labels here. So that's where I got it. Go to a tackle store. It's a tackle box. And I labeled my labels. I'm kind of dorky. I labeled my labels, but just in case you didn't know they were labels, now you do. I'm embarrassed. I do love labels though. I'm a little obsessed, a little type A OCD. Okay, so I've cut this one. Let me make sure the measurements. 4 by 5 1/4. And how do we want this to go? Kind of like it like that. So we'll just center it on our card front and take this, because we're gonna fancy these up a little bit. So we're gonna get our Misty Moonlight again and a sponge dauber. And you can see I labeled my sponge daubers. And we're just gonna I guess I don't need the paper. I can just do it in my hand, can't I? I don't know. Just want to add a little more ink around the edges. We'll just do that. And then we'll ink up the vase. I don't know why this just adds so much like texture to it. It makes it look not so flat, I guess. Used to do this with the edge of the ink pad, or with the ink pad, I'd rub it on there, but you don't want to do that with these pads because it could cut them and then they won't work as well when they have a tear in them. But maybe when we get those new felt pads, we can go back to doing that. But sponge daubers are nice because you can just do them that way. And then we've got, we'll put this away and get out our petal pink. And we'll just ink the edges. Inking's so much fun. It just helps it pop a little bit more. Adds a little layer of dimension to it. I still want to be able to read the words, so I'm not going to add any more than that. I think that's good. And then we're going to color the flower in with our Stampin' Blend. So I have got light Misty Moonlight and light Smoky Slate. I'm just going to use the bullet tips on these. We'll color in the leaves with the light Smoky Slate. I know leaves aren't this color, but I just thought the Smoky Slate looked good with the Misty Moonlight. You can choose green if you want, but, and then this one is the light Misty Moonlight. Color this in. This flower is so versatile. You can just do it in whatever color. It kind of looks like a peony. I'm not sure what it is, but it's pretty. Color that in. You can always use the other tip if you want. I just think this is fine. So then we've got our flower, and then we're gonna put mini dimensionals on all of this. So let's just do that. We've got our cup and our flower. And the tall vase. I'm going to put another one on there just in case. Oh, look, I used old paper. Shh, don't tell anybody. It's our secret. You can't tell though from the other side, can you? Oh, you know, I don't need this many dimensionals because we're gonna layer that on top of that. I will go ahead and put that other one right there and then add a little adhesive. So that's gonna go on there, but let's do our flower first. Okay. So put that there. The paper's so pretty with that foil on it, the gold. Is this a bowl or a cup? What is it? I don't know. Okay. And then our vase, and we don't have anything coming out of that one, but and then we want to, that's not gonna stick. Just put a little more adhesive, make sure that will stick. And I know you'll get through this and be stronger for it. And then this is cloud cover, so we're just gonna use the 2025, 2027 in color flat pearls, some of these cloud cover jewels on here. They've got the adhesive on there. Where should I put that? Maybe right there. Put one there. I kind of think it needs more. I only have 3 on my sample, but I think it needs more. How about one right now? Let's put a little one there. How about that? Anyway, maybe 3 was better. Which do you like? 3 or 5? I don't know. Anyway, these are the 3 cards. Tell me which one's your favorite. There is beauty in your history. Thanks. I know you'll get through this and be stronger for it. That's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate you supporting me. I thank you for shopping with me. If you want to shop at KiriRichie.stampinup.net and spend $50, you get 4 free handmade cards from me and 30 sheets of 6x6 designer series paper that I'll ship to you for free. And yeah, I thank you all. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.